Welcome back to another Persona 5 the animation review. Today is The Dark Sun. I'm Justin.
What is up? I'm Logan.
And together we're Couch Talk. As always, Logan's an anime viewer only. I've played the game, and we're going to discuss the episode and give our scores at the end. You ready to jump into this?
Yeah, let's
So
do
obviously this was an hour long, so much longer than all the other episodes. Part 1 and Part 2. So we're just going to discuss the more important stuff instead of breaking it down as much as
it.
normal.
Right, obviously.
Because
Let's go scene by scene.
yeah, that's full breakdown.
Breakdown.
We're just gonna review it. So right off the bat, we have Shido silencing everyone that like knew about it or anything. Like he even silenced off the FBI like equivalent head dude.
Right. Gotta.
Like the main prosecutor or whatever he was. Just everyone's dying out there.
Yeah, you can't. Secrets can't get out if they're all dead. So
And they don't want to release the info of like Joker and all that to the public, because there's probably more issues that come up. They're like, oh, it's a kid, leader of this gang or whatever, and he was just making power plays. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna become the leader of the people. Really has no competition because the whole diet was just like their main political party kind of fell apart, mostly because some of them were being killed off, and some of them were corrupt.
Right, it's hard to win when you're dead.
And then, boy, the mind games that were being played with Akechi.
Big brain, 300 IQ Phantom Thieves plays. They bamboozled everybody.
Everyone was bamboozling everybody.
They bamboozled me.
Like it was just all around. Shido's bamboozling people. Akechi's bamboozling people. The Phantom Thieves are doing it, and it's like everyone was playing like top tier, like high IQ plays. It's just the Phantom Thieves have a squad of top tier like IQ people, right?
Right.
Because even Akechi was like, you know what? When he was talking to like the news, he was like, "Oh yeah, I was pretending to be in their support to lower their guard." And he's like, "Oh, when he was with Shido, he was making up basically all these cases to make him look like a super genius, like detective to get fame and stuff." And it's like everything to get into this position to get revenge on Shido. Then you have like Shido, who's like he knows what's going on. He's like he's making all these plays to get to the top. And the Phantom Thieves are like, "Oh, we knew if you're in Sai's cognitive world that it looks the real world, but it's not." And it's like because everyone still looks human in it.
It was crazy. It was very like thought out, clever plan that was super well executed. I was blown up because when I finished, I was like, how the hell are they gonna bring Joker back if he just got shot in the face? Like they had a pretty reasonable explanation. It wasn't anything like bullshit. It was actually like, oh shit, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It was basically Sai's cognitive form of him that got shot, and it's like they're like, oh, just show him the phone, and then boom, you're in the palace, and it's like, oh man, all this stuff is. And obviously they get to learn from Joker who Shido is in the past. So basically got Joker in his position because Shido was trying to sexually assault that woman. Joker stopped it. He fell down, obviously blamed Joker for it. He's like, I can do whatever I want. And yeah, it was just crazy.
I did like the whole also, the Morgana moment with Akechi and Joker, which I guess if you were paying attention or just super observant, you would have noticed that, Akechi could hear Morgana and like, he didn't directly respond to Morgana, but he like kind of...
Yeah, that was, I believe, episode 5. I'm going through my notes. Yeah, I think it was episode 5 where... So we have to go way back.
That is a super long callback.
Yeah, it's a long con. It's right after the first palace, basically, where they meet him at the TV station or whatever, and they're talking, and he heard about pancakes, but Morgana's the one that mentioned the pancakes, and he made the mistake of saying, "Hey, I'm hungry too. Well, I want to be against pancakes." And it's like, how did he hear that statement?
Right.
Morgana's a cat, because even like they don't even tell everyone because oh man, I'm trying to remember everyone's names at this point because of how long it's been. But Sojiro was like, "Stop, cat. We're trying to have a real conversation here. I'll feed you later." And yeah. Then there's like, I like how they show a lot of the side characters too, kind of like still believing in the Phantom Thieves throughout.
Right.
Joker can't go to school anymore. Everyone's just like, "Oh, that's weird. He's just not coming to school." but like the teachers there are still like supporting him. Like, let me get you to relax. And all the others are shown throughout. Like Mishima's still trying to push that website through.
They're still alive. I believe it.
Then, they find the palace, which kind of gets Shido on edge. And Akechi catches on real quick. He's like, "Shido would never do this. He would never want me to eliminate everyone right out here like this." And it's like, unless he's changing. He's changing. And, he goes in there and he's like, the fight between them and Shido and Akechi, woo! Akechi dropping some bombs. He's like, "Oh, Shido's my father. He's the reason my mother's dead."
We got some truth bombs happening and stuff. Everything's going crazy.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm not doing this in spite of you guys. It's just, I have my own goal, and the ends justify the means. And if I have to do all this to get under his nose, to actually take everything away from him, and then finish him off."
Right. Quite a plan. Quite a revenge-driven plan. But, I don't blame him. Kind of, still trying to kill Joker, I guess.
That's what I said. I can understand what he's doing. It's just
not the best way to go about it.
Just kill him straight up. Yeah, and then you get to see Akechi's like true form too. It was so badass. It's popping out.
Cool.
I actually just really like that fight scene, but then all kind of came down. They were able to hit him with the empathy card.
The empathy card.
Like, "Oh, it's okay. We don't mind. We understand." He's like,
"How
what?
dare you understand how I feel?"
Like, you could have been like Joker. You just did it the wrong way. He's like, "Oh no." Then he had to, fight himself, I guess. He didn't make it.
Yeah.
At least from what we see.
Akechi.
Yeah, he kind of stays behind to let them move on.
Yeah. I'm assuming he's dead. That's kind of how it was presented, or at least won't be seen from again.
Yeah, right? Pretty much. A lot of stuff they quickly, we see them fight a lot of, shadows throughout. Those are all, mini bosses they have to get. Those were, the highest donors for Shido and his political campaign. But, of course, this episode was, super quick-paced. And it's
I was going to say,
for being an hour long, it felt quick.
Right, especially when it came to the palace. They were just running through that. They were wasting no time. Because it's funny compared to the first episode or first few episodes where it's they took their time through the palace. This one they're just we're going straight to the boss. I'm done grinding. I'm here. I'm here to beat the game.
And their calling card was just them taking over all the TVs, being like, "Hey, we still here. We ain't going nowhere. We have the real threat, Shido."
By far the coolest calling card they did. Just the scene was done super well, and just yeah, we're back. We're here. Right, leader. Joker's back. I was like, damn, that was super good. I was hyped. I was hyped during that moment.
Isn't that right, leader? It's funny because you could just say that and have anyone else walk up and no one would know. But the fact that we know gives it that emphasis. It's like, yeah, he's there. He's here. He's coming. and then they fight Shido, which Shido's a buff ass dude in that
Right.
one.
He works out. I'll say that.
And he works out during the fight.
Right.
He's like, here's my real power. Here's my real power. He's a picking.
My real power.
But they beat him. And Shido does realize who Joker is during it too. He's like, oh,
right.
You were those eyes. You were that kid. You were the kid whose life I ruined.
Yeah. Thanks. Just payback, bitch. Actually, it's just coincidence, but you know.
Yeah, but then real Shido's like, that's right. Gotta take these pills, destroy the palace, take it all down. He tried doing a self-destruct.
He did try, but he failed.
Yeah, there was a lifeboat. Ryuji fake sacrificed himself for everyone. He's like, yeah. Okay. They're all crying. He's like, yeah, I just got blown away. I was over in the grass when I woke up. Like, we thought you died. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, he's like, nah, there's nothing.
He's like, why does it always try to blow up every time? But, yeah. That was the episode before the after credit scenes. After credit scenes, or, yeah, they were like, we were in the Velvet Room. Igor's like, due to the trickster, it's going to be impossible to fix. The Abyss, like basically the metaverse has the distortion of all people's wow, I'm just blanking on the simplest desires. Their distortion of their desires create the metaverse.
That was much harder than it should have been.
Yeah, it was. It's always the simplest words I blank on sometimes. It's like, man, I hate myself. Yeah. And then we get to see Shido admit to his crimes, but the people, they ain't having it. They're like, he's being controlled by the Phantom Thieves.
They were still strangely supporting and like rallying behind Shido, so it's like, kind of didn't end the way we wanted to, right?
The trickster is too much.
All right. So I'm assuming that's where, because is there another one coming out in March?
Yeah, in March we're gonna get Stars and Hours, I think is what it's called, and
yeah,
for March it's because all the Persona news is dropping for like the games. They have Persona 5R, which is gonna be PS4, and a couple other projects. I'm gonna guess a Switch game, possibly more on like Persona Q or something like that. But yeah, so we get to finish the journey in March.
Right.
But for now, let's jump into scores before we can do that.
I actually enjoyed it. I'll say like an 8. I thought it was pretty solid. Even though it was the longest episode, it did like the pacing was pretty quick. Not that that's a bad thing, but I did like the whole, the whole plan that they did. I liked how it explained through everything. I did like how it went through the palace, but it didn't like take its time through the palace, which was, I mean, to be expected, obviously, if it's one episode.
Yeah.
But the moment they were like, oh, we're back, that was super good. I'm curious about the ending. Well, I mean, I'll find out more, but I was not expecting.
Do you want to wager a guess on the trickster?
Like who it is? No. I don't know. Morgana? No, I don't think it's him. Is it? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no guess. That's it.
We're going for the true ending. That's what Stars and Hours is going to be all about, the true ending. But yeah, I think I'll agree. Yeah, it was I just love the mind games. It's great. Right. And I like how it's not like, it was so simple it could have fell apart. Like, not so simple, but it was like it could have fell apart anywhere for anyone. Period. Like, the fantasies were kind of betting on Sai. Catchy, he has to worry about all these other things with Shido in the fantasies, and Shido has to worry about everything in his thing. It's not like so they were all playing these high games that could fall apart at any moment. It's like one
Right.
simple error, but the fact that they were able to play it all out, and I like seeing all the side characters just briefly.
Right,
Same
and the
blue.
callback all the way to episode 5 was pretty good. Makes me kind of
Yeah,
upset
during
that I
that
missed
during that
it.
review, I asked, he was like, "Did you see?" I was like, "You see what happened in the scene? That's very important." You're like, "No." I was like, "Don't worry, I didn't either." It's like, then when they do the callback, it's like, "Oh shit!"
It was something so simple, but yet it was subtle, but also like kind of in your face at the same time. I wish I would have got it. I'm kind of upset at myself I didn't, but I like how they
You would have
called
got it.
back
I've
to
been
it.
like, "Damn, you got it. 10 out of 10."
Big brain plays. Well, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that does it.
We'll see. We'll see you again in March.
That's supposed to be my outro, man. Where'd
Oh,
it go?
sorry.
That's it. Peace out.
See
Not even
ya.
a spiel.